Hi, Carol here, and welcome to my craft room. I'm going to be making a Christmas card, an apple tree Christmas card with the Hero Art set using Strathmore tile watercolor paper and this Hero Arts tree. It comes in different trees, but I am going to use the first one there, and we are going to make an apple tree. So I have the Martha Stewart embossing folder that I just showed you in a haul. It's just so beautiful. I can't even express up close how nice it is. So I chose that, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what color tree am I going to make? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I decided to go with an apple tree. And so I need to have my Tim Holtz inks and I'm going to pick the Derwent detailed watercolor water brush. It's very pointed and it's very nice to use. So I thought it's more of a firm, there's the set again. It's firm bristles on the Derwent pen, and I like that. So I've chosen the brown inks and the green inks, and I am going to take my card right here, and I'm going to make it an oversized card, but I'll show you that later. So here's the brush. They're beautiful. They come in 3 different tips, and this is the fine one. Now, what I like about this tree set that's so fabulous, it has 4 or 5 different blooms on it. Small little wee tree blooms and large ones. So you get to pick and choose how full you want the tree. So I decided to go with, well, there's many different greens in the Tim Holtz colors. The one there, I think that's spruced ice or something like that. That looks kind of gray. And now I'm picking more thick bunches to put in there, and I am just going to fill it until I make it look like an apple tree. And I use yellows as well. I did put some yellows in there, and in between each time that I stamp on here, I'm actually heat setting it once in a while. So here's the bottom trunk. Now, as you can see, I put it down too low, and I thought, oh no, what am I going to do here? Look how low that trunk is. So all I did was add some of the browns of the Tim Holtz inks, and I took out the trunk each time I stamped it. I just wiped it out, and I added a whole lot of branches, and then it started to look normal. I just put them out to the side and in the middle, and now we start to make an apple tree. And I just chose the bigger pieces that the bigger stamps that had a more full round look to add the apples, and I set them all in, you know, more to the right, so it looked kind of real. You know, it wasn't completely scaled on each side even. So now I am just squeezing out some water, and I'm just pushing it with my heat tool and moving it with my hand, and then I'll take a baby wipe and I'll just wipe it down. So I grabbed some of the distress markers, and I'm adding some little dots in there, just smaller ones. I wanted a little bit more full, but I want it to be more controlled. So I'm going to add some grass on the bottom with, see how detailed that Derwent watercolor pen is? It is beautiful. It is the most detailed bristled pen that I have. So now I'm adding the Irresistible, which is like glossy accents, but it is not as firm. It is so pretty. And I grab my Tim Holtz Distress tool. Oh yeah, vintage. Yep, I'm going vintage. We should have known that, right? So here it is up close. I'm trying to show you those apples. I grabbed some green stickles, and I added them to each 4 corners of the flower, which looked really pretty. So now I have to oversize my card. I need to add another inch to the bottom. So I just score it. I add the length. I score about a 1/2 inch to fold. There we go. And I'm going to have a ribbon on the bottom, a distressed ribbon. It's so pretty. Now I'm taking my score tape, and I'm going to add I think it's a 1/4 inch and then 1/8 inch just to fill the back, just to have the fold on it, because I needed an extra inch in the length, so I couldn't make it a standard A2 card. And so I looked at it and I thought, this needs a little something. The tree looks a little bare. So I grabbed this winter scene by Hero Arts, and there was a little wee fawn lying down. And I thought, that is perfect for this card. So I grabbed the new color right there. I don't know, it's going so fast what color it was, but it's one of the new ones. And I stamped that little fawn right underneath the apple tree. And this card will go out to one of my friends that are in the south. They get to enjoy apple trees at Christmas. Because I certainly don't know. But I'm looking forward to winter. That's why I'm making these cards. So here, my mind's eye paper pack 6x6. I chose the hot air balloon. I'm thinking to myself, do I use the balloon or do I use the script? I chose the balloon for the back, and that's to cover the half-inch fold over. I grabbed my vintage photo and my daubers, and now I'm doing a dauber to dauber just to grab I didn't want a lot of ink, so I grabbed a new dauber, and I'm just doing a tip to tip and adding some to make it look more vintage onto the paper so it wasn't so stark. And I'm adding it to cover that, so you can see that fold that I have there, and I'm really happy with that to add it. Yep, there comes my distress tool. It's my best friend. I love my vintage Christmas cards. So here I'm using the half-inch roll. I have an inch and a half an inch. It comes in two sizes, and I'm putting it, I'm not sparing in the back. You don't want to have anything warped on here. So I'm just setting up the card to make it a little even and distressing the rest of it here all the way around. And it looks so pretty with the front and back like that. And look at that little fawn lying underneath the tree. I just love that. So I was looking for ribbon here, and all of a sudden it hit me. I need some vintage ribbon, some crinkle ribbon I call it. So I put that white away, and I grabbed a package of the crinkle ribbon. I buy it separate. And look at that, I'm just showing you the apples. Isn't it so pretty? But I want to make, there's the crinkle ribbon. It's a linen ribbon. I call it crinkle ribbon. I've got tons of it in my stash. I can't even tell you what the name of it is. But I grabbed that new ink. I can't believe I'm doing this close to the card. Can you believe it? But it's that new deep chocolate brown ink that just came out. And I cut some off here, and I am just spreading it around. And I'm cleaning my hands with this soap that I bought. It takes all of the ink off. And I use a baby wipe and just wipe it across because I don't want anything going. I keep it right next to me. I don't want anything going onto my card. Yeah. But that's so funny, right? Because I'm doing all this work with my card sitting right there. If you want to bring the color down, take a baby wipe and run it down your ribbon. And that will take some of the intense color out and make it more of a vintage color. Actually, it's beautiful. And I've done that forever, where I take my ribbon, I make it really dark, and then I take a baby wipe, I put my ribbon inside, and then I pull on it while it's inside the baby wipe. And it gives it such a nice color. So I took my pinchy tool there to help me fold this bow, and I wanted my ends to be on the top because I have to put a word on all is calm I'm putting on the bottom, so I didn't want the strands of the bow to be going down. And then I will take I'll take a couple of my glue dots for underneath to hold the bow right there. Isn't that beautiful? It matches the brown in the back. And then I had this Stampin' Up! Set that I bought, way back. It's a kit. And I remembered that it had some Christmas letters, just some little letters in there. And I chose to write All is Calm because of that cutesy wootsy little fawn underneath the apple tree. And I thought it was only fitting. And then I grabbed some of my medical tape, and I'm taping it down so I have the sticky end up. And this is where I'll set my All is Calm so it doesn't move. So I will be right back, and we will ombre this All is Calm. Okay, I'm back and I'm putting the little letters all is calm on the medical tape. It will keep them there for me to color them with the festive berries. And I took my little wee dauber and I started really dark with the festive berries on the top, just at the very tip. And then I am going to wipe it off on the medical tape there so I have just a little bit of the ink. And look how pretty that is. I just love it. So I'm going to take some of my multimedia Tim Holtz Ranger whatever glue, and I'm going to start out with the A right there. And I am going to, yeah, I'm just taking some of the glue, even though it doesn't shine when it dries. I like to take it, be a little bit cautious there, not to have a big bulk of it. And I'm going across the card on the bottom in the ombre colors, and I'm just dipping it into there, into the glue, and I'm setting it down. And then I will start, when I get the ALL, I'll move over to the end letter and I'll move in the M exactly the way the A is. And I'll move backwards now so that I can make sure that they're perfectly even when I finish it. And I just think with that fawn up there, and I did use the irresistible on the fawn and all is calm, and with it being on the apples and the brown ribbon, it just came out so beautiful. I really love this card, and with this heat, it just made me feel it's 80 degrees again today. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. And the back just adds to the Christmas feel of the card. And here's the irresistible. So I go over the tiny little fawn. It's just enough to make it shine. It's just that irresistible is beautiful. Comes in all colors as well. So here I am taking one of my little picks and I am taking off anything that goes outside of the letters with that. And ALM, and now I am just going to show you it up close. Look at that fawn and the stickles on the inside, the green stickles. I'm really happy with it. And then the back, just a nice vintage feel card. Thank you for joining me and have yourself a blessed weekend.